And welcome back to another episode of Cats Cut Podcast. You're here with your hosts, Christian and Justin, here tonight. Cody and Blake are out on assignment tonight, aka they are on vacation at the beach.
All I want to know is, did they give you a notice? Did they give you a
Yeah,
2 week
yeah, yeah,
notice?
yeah.
Okay, sounds
They
good.
gave me a notice.
Okay, as long as they're doing that, you're good.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, if this is your guys' first time tuning in to us, go check us out on Cats Cut Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And we're also on YouTube, so go subscribe there. All these episodes also go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and pretty much wherever you get your podcasts at, we're there. So, give us a like, shout out, whatever you want to do there. And yeah, we're everywhere. And we've got some big news. We've not really released this yet, but got confirmation earlier today. On Saturdays at 10 a.m., our podcasts will be recorded and be aired on the big one, 106.3. Yeah, so we're excited for
Awesome.
that.
Thank you, Brian. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Much love.
Out here representing tonight.
See, I thought you was representing Big Blue Nation, so you
I
got a 2
mean,
for 1 right there.
the big blue nation,
Yes, sir.
the big one nation, I guess. Who cares
It works
about
for
the
me.
notice? Fire them, Bush says. He says fire them. But tonight we have a great episode, a lot of stuff for you guys tonight. We've got some talking about the Batcats and their 2 games they've already played in Omaha. Game 1, it's 5-4 with a big walk off from Mitch Daly. Let's hear a little bit about it, Justin. Let's hear what your thoughts were when you saw that.
Well, I mean, first of all, up till yesterday, we were, I believe, 6-0, I believe, in the playoffs. So, and it being right there in crunch time to get in the 10th inning and him hit a home run, I thought it was pretty awesome. Which McCarthy, Nicholson, and Daly each hit a home run in the game. So shout out to all those guys. McCarthy actually had 2 RBIs, but overall, I mean, I was ecstatic on that victory. SEC has absolutely shown out in this playoff so far. But to get that 5-4 victory was pretty awesome, and was glad too for Johnny Hummel being the winning pitcher as well. Getting 2 strikeouts there in the 1.2 innings pitch that he pitched. So, for us, I think it was a good closeout. It was definitely a good game, definitely a good struggle all the way to the end, but we kept it off with a victory. So it was a great finish.
Oh yeah, it was awesome, man. Like the way he came in and just closed it out. I mean, Poozer had just a phenomenal game, or not a phenomenal game. He had a good game. I mean, it got kind of dicey there toward the end. Then we get closer, and then Hummel comes in and just closes it out. So it was just a great outing for him.
Clutch Gene.
Facts.
Clutch
I mean,
Gene.
like you said, 2 strikeouts, came up very clutch, and it went into extra innings, man.
Yeah.
Top of the 10th, or the bottom of the 10th, Mitch Daly just sends one, man. Like you could tell from the crack of the bat, bro. I mean, you knew he was sending that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's awesome though. I was happy about that victory for sure. Last night's game though, maybe a little bit of a different story. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, we got shut out till really the end of the 7th. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean their pitcher, I'm blanking on his name right now, but he
Prager.
went 6.2 innings.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of went off, had that no hitter going
Mm-hmm.
until the 7th, man, and then we had back to back hits. So you're like, okay, we've got a little momentum going, we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then it just kind of stalled out because it all happened with 2 outs left. Right when
Yeah.
they did the pitch change, and he comes in, just one bat, just gets him out of the pinch.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do? You know, which and once we got down 5-0, it was just almost too late to come back at that point. Which I know baseball, I mean, anything can happen at any time. You know, no lead really safe, but the way they pitched and the way Texas A&M their defense was, I mean, it was a lot for us last night. Hopefully, we'll get another shot at them here in a couple of days. But overall. Um,
Yeah.
our only run though was from Nicholson. He hit a home run at the bottom of the ninth, so that was his 23rd home run of the year. So that actually tied. I don't know if you've seen that, tied the single season program record.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. I mean it'd be cool to see him surpass that and go to 24, maybe 25, maybe even go
Yeah,
even higher than that. Go on a big
absolutely.
run here to close out the Omaha series, the College World Series. Um, but the game was actually supposed to be today on Tuesday versus Florida, and due to rain or I think weather, correct,
Yeah.
Justin? They
Yes.
moved it to 11 o'clock on Wednesday. So that's a big game. I mean, a lot of good SEC
Yeah.
teams are in this tournament right now, and Texas
Yeah.
A&M. Going back to that game two, the World Series for Kentucky. I mean, Texas A&M solid program. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, they're one. They've been one of the best in the nation since day one this year, and I mean,
Yeah. They were in the College World Series, I think, 2 years ago. So too, which I know this is our first one. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's the SEC is just a juggernaut in about every sport, and the baseball's no different. I mean, you've got Tennessee, Florida, Kentucky, A&M. Is there one more in there right now? I'm not for sure.
You got Tennessee, Florida, Texas A&M, Kentucky. I feel like there's one more, but I could be wrong on that. I have
Yeah,
to check.
we'll
I
think
have to
of it.
check that. Yeah, we may
We'll
check
think
that
of it.
out. But anyway, I think I am a little concerned about tomorrow's game, Wednesday's game. I hope Dominique, I guess you say his name Neiman, but I hope that does good
Newman.
tomorrow. So do what? Is it
Said
Nyman or Neiman?
no. I just said Newman.
But no, last time we played Florida in the regular season, they were. Sorry, you good? They last time we played them in the regular season, I think we were 2-1 against them, but our only loss was when Dominique pitched. So, which he had a great start, to the year, but the last 2 months, in these last 7 appearances, he's actually got a 14.77 ERA. So that is not good.
No.
That is not good. So I do have some concerns. I hope he can break the ice, and get it done this tomorrow or Wednesday. But I think it's going to be really interesting because Florida. I think I was reading earlier they are like ranked fourth in batting
Yeah.
this
They.
year. So
I
so they
mean.
they they can hit. So it's going to be really interesting how it goes. Wednesday. I hope we can come out with a victory because I want them to keep playing, and I think they'll get to. If they do that, then they'll have to beat A&M twice, I believe, where it's double elimination to make it to the finals. But
Yeah.
I think it can happen though.
I think anything's possible with this Kentucky team. I mean, they're known as the cardiac cats. It's not over till it's over,
That's
for
it.
them. So I mean, going against Florida, I mean, anytime it's a SEC game, I mean, there's bitter blood there.
Sure,
Um,
rivalry game for
yeah,
sure.
rivalry game for sure, and it's if they need to hit a little bit better. I know they were going against a great pitcher in A&M yesterday, and man, if they could have just got a few extra hits in there, man, I think it could have been a closer game. Um, but they
Absolutely.
got to wake up the bats tomorrow. Hopefully, this extra day of rest will help them out and get ready for a big game against Florida to continue a good run for the Cats. But yeah, like you said, pitcher, what's his name? Who's pitching tomorrow?
Dominique.
Dominique
I'm going to say Neiman. So
Neiman. Okay, we'll
I'm gonna
rock
go
with
with
it.
it. It's spelled Niman. So I don't
Yeah,
know for sure, but hey, we're gonna wish him the best, and hopefully we can get this dub on Wednesday, so we can keep playing.
yeah. I mean, it'd be very exciting to continue this run. I mean, it's been an awesome season for the Cats. I
Sure.
mean,
Absolutely
s-
successful no matter what.
Yeah, but it'd be even better if they just win it all.
Might as well. Might as well.
I
We're
mean,
here.
they've gotten so close this year, and I mean, the season's not over. If they can
Oh,
just
not
wake
at
up the
all.
bats, if Nick Wilson can keep up this run, I mean, I think he's had back to back games with home runs.
Yeah,
So I mean, he might have had three. I can't remember if he had one against Oregon State or not
I
in that
can't
last
either.
game. But I mean, if he can continue this great just hitting that he's been on,
Yeah,
the dude's a dog. But Florida, on the other hand, man, they can they can hit. And they've got some batters on that team, man. They're
yeah,
solid. I mean, they had I can't think of his name right now, but there you have one boy. He set the record for most consecutive games with a home run in it. I'm
yeah.
blanking on his name right now, but the dude, I mean, they can go yard easy. Cody said, "I've got money on the line." On what line? Fishing line. They better win. Bush says Florida tour Neiman up, but hopefully he can show out. Yeah, I agree with that, Bush. Um, I hope he balls out. That was a
Yeah.
perfect game. How cool would that be if he just shut him out? That'd be amazing.
It would be awesome, especially after the last few games he's played. So that would be awesome. But just got to hope for the best. But yeah, they did tear him up the last time. But hopefully it's a new day, man. It's been a while since we played them. So
Yeah,
anything's possible.
yeah. Anything is possible. I mean, any run. I mean, baseball is such a just an awesome sport because one swing of the bat, a whole game can change.
Absolutely.
And like you could have this no hitter go, and you could be up 2-0, accidentally walk two guys, or an error happen and walk a guy, two guys up, throw a bad pitch, one slips out, guy goes
Yeah.
yard, and you've lost. Like I mean,
Right.
that's just how crazy baseball is. Don't matter. You gotta like be the whole game. You gotta be consistent, pitch well, hit well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what makes baseball amazing.
Yeah. It's challenging for sure. You play baseball
Yeah,
when you was a youngin, didn't you?
yeah. I play a little baseball.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well,
I play a little baseball.
yeah, gotcha. When did you retire?
Back in the day. Back in the day.
Back in like fifth grade?
No, I played longer than that. I played longer than that.
I
Yeah.
got you.
I've still got my glove, still got the bat back there, so I'm
Yeah.
ready to if they need a little hop coming out of the dugout, I got them. But
I never played baseball. I was afraid I was too slow to react. Afraid I was going to get nailed by a pitch, like
yeah,
hit
I
me in the
mean,
head, and then my career's over. So that's why I got to play.
all you gotta have to be good at baseball is really good hand-eye coordination.
That's it. And that's
And
why
I
I
can
don't
see
play.
where you like it that. Um,
Hey, I take it. I'm going to take that. I'm not going to argue that whatsoever.
Yeah. But before we move on into a little football discussion, um, what you said that you had like a top five on something.
Top five things that Christian is to do in the summer. This
Oh,
summer, top
okay.
five things.
Let's
So
hear
I
it.
was going to save that for the end. You broke it up
Oh, my
here.
bad, bro. My bad.
Hey, no, that's all good. That's all good. We're going to end it with a bang, but you know what? That's all right. We'll do it now. Christians, five top things to do in the summer. We're going to see what's true and what's not true. Let's
Okay.
see where you stand. Sit in a kiddie pool so you make sure you do not drown. So, like you are going to the backyard, just sitting there to cool off.
Mm.
Number two, Shelby calls to read you a bedtime story.
Mm.
She calls to read you a bedtime story because she likes to read. You don't. That's just my guess. I could be totally wrong on that, but
Okay.
when you're struggling to sleep, she just reads you and puts you to sleep.
See, that's where you got it wrong. You said I sleep. We all know that don't happen much. Um,
But when you need it, it's a phone call away. Uh, Number three, top five things to do in the summer. Talk about how LeBron and Bronny are winning a Cavs championship in 2025.
that is happening.
uh, Even after the Celtics last night, I mean,
All I'm saying is Dookie boy Tatum is not winning another ring after Braun comes back. I'm just saying.
You sure about that?
I'm 100% sure.
This top 5 things you would catch one fish in North Lake all summer. And then
False.
finally, watch the Guardians lose to the Reds at the Great American Ballpark.
They've already played their series.
Have they?
Yeah.
Well,
They
was it?
split.
But when was it?
It was last week, actually, I think.
Did you go?
No, I didn't. I didn't
Wow.
go. They split the
Wow.
series. It was during the middle of the week. They split the series. Reds got the second one.
See, I should have looked that up. But,
But
I mean,
they do play another
been
series at the end of the year. It's in Cleveland. Reds and Guards play, I think, 2 games. So I don't know why they don't do a 3-game series between them for the Ohio Cup. So
They should.
yeah, they need to.
They should. I still think it's ridiculous that their name's the Guardians, but we'll leave that discussion for another day.
I think a lot of people agree with that. But going back to Kentucky baseball for a second, I know you texted in the group chat a little tidbit on one of the Kentucky infielders.
Yeah, Emilian Petrie, he was named 3rd team All-American by the American Baseball Coaches Association in Rawlings. He was also, for the 2nd year in a row, he was on the SEC All-Defensive Team. So shout out to Emilian Petrie on that as well. So
That is an awesome name.
it is, ain't it? It has a nice
I wish I
ring
had
to
a
it.
cool name like that.
Well,
Mine
just change
Christian.
it. Can't you just go to the courthouse and just change it?
Yeah, I mean, all I got's 3. I just got 3 first names. That's all I got.
Hey, it's all good, man.
I wish I had a cool name like Buck or something.
That's not a cool name.
Dude, listen, nobody's messing with
no
the guy.
offense to anybody watching that's Buck, but I don't think like that would be like, oh, if I could change my name. Now, Emilian Petrie, that's got a nice little flow and ring to it.
Yeah, but see, I don't look foreign
But-
though. Like, I mean, I feel like you got to have like, not like foreign, like, like some like pizzazz to you to have a name like that. I'm not a big pizzazz guy. I feel like I have to have like kind of like a basic name.
He's Canadian. Would you consider that foreign though? I mean,
Buddy,
seriously.
yes, then it's not American, okay? No, but he can be American because he plays for the Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. But moving on to football, Kentucky had a big recruit commit, Andrew Purcell, 5'9" cornerback. He chose Kentucky over Georgia, Clemson, Florida, Miami, Oregon, Tennessee, Ole Miss, and there's a few more on there that he chose Kentucky over. So, I mean, I think that's a pretty big get. I mean, he's a 3-star, but, I mean, no, he's not 5'11". He's 5'9". I know for a fact.
He had actually visited Georgia and Miami before going to Lexington, but once he got to Lexington, he said I loved the coaching staff, loved the feel of everything in Lexington, so he committed. So shout out to Purcell on that for sure.
Yeah, I mean I think that's just a huge get. No lie, like that's just it's good for the program.
Yeah,
A lot of
Yep.
Kentucky's been getting some big recruits though. I mean, next year's class is looking pretty stout. I mean, you got Quentin Simmons Jr., wide receiver. He's a 4-star. Carter Jr., we announced that last week. He's a 4-star safety. Marquise Davis from Cleveland,
one.
Ohio, running back, the second highest running back we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
We got a few other guys on here that are 3-stars, like Stone Saunders, Andrew Purcell. I mean, they're starting to stack up a little bit, man. Like comparative to what like we used to be getting. Like a 3-star was the biggest guy we were getting. Now we're getting high-end 4-stars.
Yeah.
Like this year, I mean, Brian Robinson, big time get. Like, I mean, 6'5", 255 is what he weighed in last time they measured him. So, I mean, dude's a big dude. Going to be explosive off the edge. Like, I would not be shocked to see a lot of him in this freshman year playing. We got Nichols, cornerback.
Out of the recruiting and the transfer portal, which are those players that you're most excited about?
Whom I'm like, you may do one of each, like one.
Yeah, do one of each. Like most exciting transfer, most exciting, pickup.
So
in
I think the
recruitment.
most exciting recruit, the twins, the Smith twins. You're right, Bush. Yeah, they're both big time gets. I could see them playing, or I could definitely see Jared Smith playing a lot this year. Brian Robinson's probably my favorite and gets me. I'm just excited to see where this kid goes because I've saw a
Mhm.
lot of comparisons to some NFL guys who they think he might become once he gets into a college environment and like goes into the weight room in college because you can see these guys transformations once they like leave high school and then they get into the gym at a
Mhm.
college university. So you'll see a drastic change there. But Brian Robinson, I'm excited for him. Like I really think he's going to be an all-time great at Kentucky if he stays his full time. Um, Transfer portal. I'm kind of torn between two guys. I think Chip Trainum, guy we got at Ohio State, running back. Dude's gonna be a hoss. I know a lot of Ohio State fans. They're gonna be. They were telling me how hard he runs. He's a recent. He played a lot of linebacker there, so I mean he's a stout dude. So I mean, great running back there. A lot of high praise from those guys. And then Brock Vandergriff. I mean,
That one, yeah, for sure.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's exciting.
yeah, I mean, getting
Yeah.
that top tier quarterback in the portal and a guy like that, I mean, stealing him from another SEC team in Georgia, who we hope to upset this year. I mean that'd be just so cool for him to walk out there and just upset his former team. Just be like, look what you could have had, you know?
Every couch in Lexington's going up in flames.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Cody said he wants to know who you're excited about.
Vandergriff. I'm excited about him. Uh, Marquise Davis, I would say those would probably be the two for the same reason that you mentioned about him being a running back, being, second there. I mean, I think it's going to be a great addition offensively. I just hope, with that kind of recruitment and transfers coming in, that sort of thing, that we've got I just hope, our line, can protect those guys. That to me in the past couple of years, that's probably been, and I'm not the biggest football guy in the world, but you got to protect your dude, man.
Yeah,
And to me, that's my biggest concerns is that. So, as long as we can do that, I'll be pretty excited about that. I know we're ranked 24th. I can't remember if you said this already. We were ranked 24th, I think, in the recruiting class. From where we were used to be to where we are now is a huge jump, but the
yeah,
SEC is so strong that it's just really hard to kind of like, okay, when you look at everybody else, above us, I know we're above Mississippi State, Arkansas, teams like that.
hmm
But, when you look at the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Tennessees, Floridas, stuff like that in their recruitment, does that concern you at all? Or do you think, with what we have, we're going to be able to, a strong
I
enough
I
team to say,
think
we're going to be pretty successful?
I think this year, man, I think it's different. Like, I mean, you always want to have a top tier class just for the future in both the portal and recruitment. I think this year it's you've got a stout, like some stout recruits coming in,
Hmm.
but the defense we've already got, and we already got some stout players on offense too, like Barry on Brown, dude's just or he. I don't want to say arguably because I think he is the fastest guy in college football right now. They topped him out. I think he had the highest speed on a kickoff return last year out of all.
Uh,
So I mean, dude's fast. Dane Key, very solid receiver from Kentucky. Got another guy coming in. It's actually Jeremy Macklin's. I believe it's his cousin or his nephew. I can't remember correctly, but it's Jamori Macklin. We got him coming in this year, so he's a pretty solid receiver. And then you got, I mean, bro, this offense, it gets me so hot because I can see this offense being very effective
yeah.
and just shocking a lot of people because a lot of people are saying like Kentucky's only going to win 5 or 6 games. But with the strength of schedule we have this year, I mean, we got a gauntlet in the SEC. But if Brock Vandergriff can live up to the hype, I mean, 4-star in the transfer portal. I believe he was a 5-star recruit last year or 2 years ago whenever he was recruited in. And then we got Jamon Dumas Johnson. That was a massive pickup. Reloading that linebacker room after losing Trayvon Wallace. And I mean, we've been losing a few guys in that linebacking room the past few years because I mean that's been one of our better units on defense. But this year, I fully feel like Dion Walker is going to come out and just show he is the best defensive lineman in the nation. So
Awesome. Yeah. Sounds good.
yeah, Cody commented. He said he thinks that Jamari Macklin is Jeremy Macklin's cousin. So that's a big connection. I mean, Macklin was pretty solid in the NFL, so it's a big time connection there.
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you, Cody, for the knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. But digging in a little deeper on this transfer class, I mean, we did lose Raymond Contrell. He was at the time, I mean, huge get for Kentucky. He was a big wide receiver out of Texas A&M. When Texas A&M fired Jimbo, had a little bit over half of the team hit the portal. But we had a few guys switch and transfer out of other colleges, like DJ Waller came from Michigan. A few other guys on defense to make it a little bit more solid than it was last year. So I'm excited to see where Kentucky goes in football.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. I think we're in for a good year, so it's going to be exciting to watch. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
Yes, sir. Me and Cody, even though Cody's not on right now, we'll be at all the games this year. So if you see us, say hi. But going over to basketball, we've got some other news. Tyler Ulis is coaching the La Familia team.
Let's
so
go.
That's going to be pretty cool.
I think that, out of all the players from the Coach Cal era, that I would say Tyler Ulis is probably my favorite just because he's such a high IQ guy. But I hope this is an introduction for him. I know he's, going with Cal to Arkansas as an assistant coach and that sort of thing. But with his knowledge and IQ, I think he can be an outstanding coach, like a head coach somewhere in the future, which I know that's just, the La Familia team's just like a summer, game. So that's all good. But, overall, I think he could have a good success as a coach anyways. I know his NBA career wasn't long, but as coach, I think as a coach, he could be successful down the road.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these point guards, I feel like become really great coaches. I mean, you look at the NBA right now. What's his name? Coaches for the
got
Celtics.
Tyronn Lue.
You got Lue. You've got Kerr.
Coach Kidd. Now Kerr was more of a shooting guard, but
he played point guard though.
No, I mean you can call that, but I mean he functioned more of a shooting guard.
You're right. You watched him play
before your time, Christian.
Yeah, no. The only time I know. See, everybody knows Kerr from the Bulls. I just know him from the Cavs.
Gotcha. I understand. But yeah, point guards tend to, just with the IQ and the leadership, controlling the pace of the game. Yeah, most of them do make outstanding coaches. So go along with that too.
Yeah, and I think those games will be pretty exciting. I mean, quite a few Kentucky guys have committed. I know they had Willie Cauley-Stein, James Young's playing. Who else is playing on there? I can't really remember all of them.
Yeah, my mind's blank on some of them. You've got Deron Lamb, you've got Eric Bledsoe. That's a big one. Eric Bledsoe, Reed Travis, Marcus Teague. One of the Harrison twins, I believe it's Andrews, playing, and Grady's back. So he's probably the one that's the most recent that's come out of UK. Would probably be Grady. So
yeah, Daniel Orton's going to be there. Bledsoe, Lamb, Jazz Ferguson. He's going to be an assistant coach. John Hood's an assistant coach. Marquise Teague, Reed Travis.
Yeah.
Sam Malone's going to be the GM. See,
what all does a GM get in the basketball tournament? That's what I want to know. How does that work?
Is he like responsible for like putting the team together?
I guess. I don't know. I guess so. But
Where is the legendary Mean Bean Cody Green? He is out on the shores of some beach somewhere, just putting out the vibe. I know Cody. He's out there putting out the vibe and just getting all the women. Like I just if I had to just guess, that's what I think. Oh, I'm gonna do a little top five on what I think Cody's doing at the beach right now.
Oh,
So
God.
this is off the top of the dome.
Can I
So
participate in this?
yeah, we can take turns. We can do
Okay.
six, top
I
six. We'll
like
do
it.
three each.
I like
So,
it.
so number one, I think Cody is building a sandcastle right now next to a little kid, and he kicks over the little kids just to have the better sandcastle.
That's a good guess. I think he's eating. I think he is eating some, I'll just say mahi mahi, some just ocean fish. Yeah, I think that sounds good. And if you guys ain't ever had that, it's really good, by the way. But he's eating some fish right now.
Yeah, he could be. He could be eating some fish. Um, Number three, I think Cody has packed a speedo. Um,
Gosh.
so I think he's either gonna rock that on the beach.
Yeah, I don't know what happened
I
there.
don't either. But we're
Has that happened
back.
before?
Yeah, I know. It's we're back. Don't know what just happened, but we're back. Cody hacked us, is what it was. Cody hacked us. He knew we were talking.
So is that on the top six or six things he's potentially doing right now? Is he's hacking us?
Yeah, he is currently hacking us.
All you
I'm
mentioned was Speedo, and he said, "I'm done with this."
Yeah, he's definitely wearing the speedo on the beach right now. So or tomorrow, one of the 2 days. So, what are you thinking, Justin? What's for
Gotcha.
number four?
I think he's swimming with sharks. I think he said, "You know what? I got this. Just step aside. I can handle this. I can do this all on my own." And I think he's just going for it. And if he's not here next week, you know what happened with the Sharks. The Sharks won. So,
Okay, okay. Number five. I think Cody has.
oh no.
I think that he has bought a bunch of basketball cards or football off an app. That's what I think Cody's done.
I think he is. I think he beat up some little girl and took her bike, and he's just strolling down the beach right now. Just going to be out there riding till sunset, just enjoying life.
Yeah, I could see that.
So Cody's going to have to let us know what he's actually doing right now.
Yeah, for sure. Um, but a little segment I just thought of in my head that we could do real quick. It's just off the top of the dome. It's pretty
Oh, gosh.
easy. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Get me
Uh,
nervous when you do this stuff.
I know.
Going off script.
Going off script. So Justin, let's just do like a little. Let's do a top seven of our favorite Kentucky athletes. We'll go one for one, so
Okay.
nobody's having the list, and I mean we can overlap. We don't have to like draft it or anything.
Yeah.
Um, so do you want to start, or do you want me to start? We can go either way.
I will start now. These may be I'm going to be more basketball than anything, of
Hmm.
course, but, and actually, they'll all probably be basketball. Let's just be honest. But, and some of these probably did not have the best NBA careers, but in their time at Kentucky, I definitely enjoyed it. And I'll go back, number one, I'll go back to Tyler Eulis.
Okay.
Just a stud at the point guard. In my opinion, I feel like that if him and Booker would have started that year, we would have had a championship. And
Yeah.
no hate on the Harrison twins. That's just how I feel, and I'll go. it's go to the grave believing that. So, but his IQ, great shooter, great distributor. He was just small. I think his size hurt him, especially on the defensive end. But, he was still smart, still quick and stuff. But I think size really hurt him, especially having a successful NBA career. But got to give it to
Yeah.
Tyler Eulis.
Yeah, he's solid. He's solid. I'm gonna go football with this one. It's more of a recent player, but I just loved watching him out there on the field. It's Will Levis. Dude could just captivate an absolute audience. I mean, anytime this dude was making a big play, he was letting the crowd know it. Like, just huge charisma, huge arm. I mean, dude was a great quarterback at Kentucky.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Probably stick with basketball. I'm going to go, I just liked his hustle and his grit. But Oscar, I loved Oscar Sheboy. I think him clogging up the middle offensively hurt as far as like our offensive set, but as far as hustler, rebounder, had to be like the best rebounder ever at Kentucky, in my opinion. But just he was just fun to watch. Great attitude though.
Yeah.
I loved his attitude. I mean, he went after it, hardcore on the floor, but out off the court. I mean, gosh, he was just great. You can ask for a guy of better character than Sheboy. So I've got to go there.
Oscar was definitely a great guy.
Yeah.
So my number two. Or no, we're not even going to do numbers, so we're not going to order these. Another one that I liked was, I think, at the time, I really, really thought Karl Anthony Towns was going to be way better than Davis. I'll be honest. At his time, at that one just run with Kentucky, I really thought he was going to go into the league and just be the best center ever.
Yeah.
Like, dude was a tank.
Yeah. He was. He's good. I'm real curious to see what pieces come around him in Minnesota this coming season. Hopefully they can improve and get their way to the finals. My next would have to be Anthony Davis because they did win a championship. And, of course, he was a leader on that team. And his defense, his rebound and blocking, I mean, all that. I mean, just a complete, dominant ball player. So I've got to go with AD as well.
AD, solid. My next one's another football. It's Za'Darius Smith. Dude was just a killer on the field. I mean, dude was just insane. Really helped the program move under Mark Stoops. Like, I mean, the way he came out on the field could just blow up any play that the offense had in the backfield was just amazing. And him and Bud Dupree, that tandem right there was just amazing. But Za'Darius, yeah, he's one of my favorites. I mean, could play a part that he is a current Cleveland Brown, but I mean, he definitely is that dog, and he's just high motor, and he was just a great edge rusher.
Yeah.
So.
Next one's gonna be very recent, but I gotta go Reed Sheppard. Have to because I mean, you got the pedigree for Kentucky with his mom and dad, London, Kentucky boy. I mean, for the first time in several years, you felt like you had a player that played for the name on his chest. Like, I mean, he just went after it. I hated the way that it ended at Kentucky for him. I wish he'd have stayed one more year. Probably have a statue built for him if he did. But, overall, I think, just a great one that hustled, quick hands, great shooter, very coachable, good attitude on the court, off the court. Going to be a lottery pick here pretty soon. So, got to give props to Reed for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Is this fourth or fifth?
I think it's his fourth for you, and my next one will be number 5.
Okay. This one's going to be De'Aaron Fox. That year, he played with so much passion.
Yeah.
And, it was hard not to like De'Aaron Fox. I mean, what he's doing for the Kings right now, I mean, he's really putting Sacramento on the map. Like, the dude's been a dog. So, it's hard to not put De'Aaron Fox on this list for me.
Yeah. I'll go along with that. Next one I'll go with be a little bit like Eulis. but Rajon Rondo. I mean, you gotta give some love to Rondo. I mean, uh, I think he has the potential to be an outstanding coach in the future too. Just a brilliant mind for the game. Of course, he's part of that Boston Celtics championship. So got to get some respect to put some respect on Rondo's name. Just such a great mind for the game, great passer, great leader.
That layup they used to do, like where he just like
Yeah.
fake the behind the back pass and just lay it
roll
in.
it up. Yeah,
Man, that was insane.
yeah,
I mean, he could throw off any defender that way.
absolutely.
Next one for me, I'm trying to bounce back and forth between basketball and football. Next one for me, I love C-Rod. C-Rod just could run through anybody in any way. Like, I mean, they tried to tackle him. Dude was just a force at running back. Ended up breaking Benny Snell's record for yards. I mean, dude was insane.
Yeah, yeah. So we're on number 6 now.
Yes.
6. I want to go back on this one before your time. Antoine Walker. He had a terrific NBA career. Just got to give a shout out there. So that's somebody I would have grew up, watching.
Sorry to interrupt. I lied on the rushing yards. C-Rod had a possibility of breaking his last year, but was suspended for 4 games, and he finished like 430 yards behind him. So.
Gotcha.
Or not even 400. It was 240. So I think if he'd have played those other 2 games, he would have passed him. But he was close to passing him.
Gotcha.
But go back to Antoine Walker.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. Go to the next one.
Oh, next one. Next one. I picked football last time. We go basketball. Davis. I mean, you already said him, but I mean, arguably one of the best Kentucky players ever. I mean, probably the best NBA, I would say, unless there's like some old school guy that I'm not thinking of.
Right.
But Davis, I mean, he's just been an absolute animal. Arguably one of the best centers in the league right now if he can stay healthy. So.
Yeah. Okay, last one. I'm going to go current. I'm going to switch to sport. I want to give a shout out to someone we've already talked about, Ryan Nicholson. You got to give a shout out there because he is going to end up. I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction that he's going to break the single season home run record. And the fact that this is the first baseball team that's made the College World Series, gotta respect it. So give him a shout out. Let's just put him on the list. We're no longer just a basketball school or talking football anymore. Baseball's in the conversation now, and he's got a big part of that. So got to give the respect there.
Yeah, definitely got to give the respect there. For my last one, I think I'm going to go another football. Let's see. It's hard not to put Josh Allen on there, man. I was trying to think of another guy that I could give some homage to, but, I mean, Josh Allen, one of the best defensive players we've ever had. I mean, all-time sack leader for Kentucky. Yeah. Dude's an animal, still lighting it up in the NFL for the Jaguars. Just got paid this past offseason. So, yeah, I mean, you got to throw him on there. So, Absolutely. Recap your list real quick, Justin.
Recap my list?
Yeah.
Shoot. So, I had Ulis, Rondo, Nicholson, AD, Sheboy, Antoine Walker, and Nicholson.
Solid.
Yeah.
So, on my list, I had Levis. Who did I have second? Towns, Zadarius Smith, Fox, C-Rod, AD, and then Josh Allen. So, pretty solid list for favorite Kentucky players of all time. So,
absolutely.
So, for our last portion of this episode, you know how we do it. We go into the Bible. So, Justin, do you want to start this one off, or do you want me to start it off?
Absolutely. I'll start it off. Psalm 22:3 says that, "Yet you are holy, O you who are enthroned upon the praises of his people." So in other words, when we feel like God is a million miles away and we want to sense his presence and him to really just draw near to us, because God's presence is real. Of course, you can look at creation and have evidence of the existence of God, but he draws near praises. God inhabits the praises of his people. When we praise him, when we honor him, so oftentimes we allow complaining and negativity to overwhelm our minds and our language. But when we speak praises and we praise God and give him the glory that he deserves, his presence can be overwhelm us with joy and peace. And so I just encourage you guys that are listening, you can find 1,000 reasons to complain about something. More than likely, somebody is going through something worse than you. And I know that's not the standard of feeling good about yourself or feeling good about life, but be thankful, find reasons to give thanks, praise God in the good and the bad. And it's like you build him a throne for him to draw near to you. So
That's awesome, Justin. That's a good little tidbit.
thank you, sir.
So mine is Romans 5:8. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. It, like you said, the love of God. I think you used this verse a few weeks ago, I believe. But I mean, I believe somebody used it on here a few weeks ago. But I just love that verse because while we're in those low points, far away from God, all the sins we've ever committed, Christ still died for us, and the love that God had for us, even before we were born. Like right now, we're, 2020 something years ago, Christ died for us. Like 2,000 years.
Just estimated 2,000 years. So yeah, just
like,
just
I mean,
round it off.
that's just crazy. Like over 2,000 years ago, he died for us. We weren't even thought of. Like, you have to go back generation. Like, so many, like, you'd have to fork a family tree so far back and he died for everybody. All the sins, took them all on the cross.
He did.
Because he loved us.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Gotta love it. It is amazing.
Gotta love it.
Absolutely. I think it's been a good episode, man.
Yeah, I mean, just the C and the J out here holding down Cat's Cut.
Yes, sir.
Next week, I will not be on here. So
what?
Yeah, I'm on vacay next week. So we got Justin hopefully holding down the fort with Cody and Blake. So
we'll make it work, dude. We'll make it work.
Yeah, I'll definitely be tuning into that. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, go check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Go give us a follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you do listen to your podcasts. Go rate us 5 stars if you like what we got. If you don't, just don't rate it because it don't look good. If you do, give us a low rating. But thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, and another, we'll be live on the big one this Saturday. So at 10 a.m., 106.3. So tune into that. It's going to be awesome. I'll wake up super early just so I can go sit in my car and listen to it because I'm hyped. But
awesome.
yeah, thank you guys for listening, and go Cats.
Go Big Blue.